Jai Shri Gurudev. In the last class we studied about dual nature of radiation and matter, where you studied about the wave nature of matter. In this class we'll start with the new chapter, atoms. There will be about 6 to 7 marks from this chapter in the main exams, and these are the topics to be covered in this chapter. They are, we'll learn some basic concepts about atom, like history of atom, the history of electrons, protons and neutrons, and then we'll study about the Dalton's and Thomson's theory on atoms, then alpha particle scattering and Rutherford's theory. Then we'll study atomic spectra and line spectra of hydrogen atom, and then we'll study de Broglie explanation on second postulate of Bohr model. So firstly we'll start with we'll know the concept of atom, the basic meaning of atom. What is atom? In physics, atoms are nothing but, atoms consist of, you all know, the atoms consist of dense center, that is known as nucleus. The atoms consist of dense center, right, known as nucleus. That in the nucleus there will be protons and neutrons. This nucleus is revolved by the negatively charged particle. The electrons or the negatively charged particles are revolving around the nucleus, just like the planets revolve around the sun. So you know this basic definition about atoms. Atoms are made up of small tiny particles. Atoms are made up of small tiny particles, right? What are particles? Particles are nothing but small pieces. Those are the small pieces, and atoms are made up of those small pieces, and that means those tiny particles, they are made up of, the atoms are the neutral particles, because there will be the same number of protons and electrons in it. And atoms are made up of tiny particles, and atoms are the building blocks of universe. When you look around us, when you look around the universe, everything in the universe is made up of atoms, whether it may be living or non-living. Whether it may be living or non-living, everything is made up of atoms. Now from your air, your body, your cells, every objects in this universe is made up of those small tiny objects, that is known as atoms. And depending on the composition of substances, according to the substances composed in the molecule or in the compound, the atoms are considered as the solids, liquids, gases and plasma states. This is the basic thing about atoms. And then where did the concept of atoms begins? Where did it all begin? Once a Indian sage or a scientist known as Kannada, he was eating some food. While he walking, he was eating some food, and as he ate the food, by chewing the food, he came to know that the food came to an end. That food came to an final part. There he thought the concept of matter. That means after that food, after that final part, he could not cut that. If it was the food he was eating, means after that final part he could not divide that food into further parts, so that there comes the idea of atoms, and he named that final part as Paramanu, known as Paramanu. In Sanskrit, Parama means ultimate. In Sanskrit, Parama means ultimate, and Anu means atoms are the smallest particles. So there came the idea of atoms. So Paramanu is nothing but atoms are the ultimate particle. After that particle, you cannot cut or you cannot divide that particle into further pieces. Even though he invented the idea, even though that sage invented the idea of atoms, the developing of the idea of atoms, the credit goes to the Greek scientist known as Democritus. There came the scientist Democritus. He developed the theory of atoms. He gave some theories about atoms. He said that the atoms are made up of very small tiny particles and surrounded by empty space. If this is the atom is made up of small tiny particles and this atom is surrounded by empty space. He said like that atom is, everything in this universe are made up of atoms. Those atoms are surrounded by empty space and they are smaller. How much they are smaller means they are smaller of they are very small and they are about 99.9999% smaller. So you can't even see those particles or those atoms with your special microscope. You can't even see those small particles. And he said that if you remove the empty space from the atoms, he said that atoms are surrounded by empty space, and if you remove the empty space from the atoms, you can fit the whole human being or the entire population of the on the planet can be fit into the sugar cube. You know how small is the sugar cube, right? The sugar cube will be very smaller in size. The volume of the sugar cube is very small, and he said that if you remove the empty space from the atoms, you can fit whole human beings into this volume of sugar cube. Then you can imagine how small is the atoms are. People often think of the atoms are smaller particles, but we know that those atoms are made up of even smaller particles. What are those particles? Those are protons, neutrons and electrons. These are the fundamental particles of atoms. These three are the fundamental particles of atoms. So the atoms made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons and neutrons will be in center and electrons are revolving around the atom or the nucleus. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is the basic concept of atoms. You have all seen some picture about atom, right? That will be like, if it is a nucleus or if there will be a protons and neutrons in the nucleus, then the picture will be like this. You all have seen this picture in your textbook, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is the old picture. This is the old picture which was given in classical physics. But the new picture of atom is, as we said before, the definition of atom, the nucleus will be in center. It consists of protons and neutrons, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So this is the new picture. Everything in physics in this century is about quantum mechanics, and you also studied about dual nature in last classes, and that is also about quantum physics. And this is the clear picture of atoms, and this is the electron sphere. And after saying some concepts on atoms and on the discovery of atom ongoing, there comes some scientists, and they made some improvements, and they made some experiments on atomic theory. Then comes after Democritus, then comes the scientist Daltons. And he gave Dalton atomic theory. Democritus said that the atoms are surrounded by empty spaces, and he said that the atoms cannot be divided further, and those in Greek word he gave the name as atomos, where the atomos are nothing but atoms. That means it can't be divided further, or it is uncuttable. Dalton said that matters are indivisible. Indivisible is nothing but, again same, it can't be cut further, it is uncuttable, or it can't be divided further. Matters are indivisible. He gave the same theory, and he gave some postulates on atoms. Those are, in a chemical reactions, atoms cannot be created nor be destroyed. You know that the law of conservation of energy, you know that you can neither be created nor be destroyed, right? You can neither create the energy nor destroy the energy. Like that he said that in a chemical reaction you can't create or destroy the atoms. You can't even create the atoms and you can't even destroy the atoms in a chemical reaction. If you take an example, like if A is an atom in a chemical reaction and B is an atom in a chemical reaction and it gives a product C, you can't create or destroy this atom and you can't even create or destroy this atom. Like that he said, he gave the postulate, you can't create or destroy the atoms in a chemical reaction. And he said that, and he gave the next postulate, atoms of given element or atoms of the same element have the same masses and chemical properties. Atoms of a given element. Okay, if you take hydrogen atom in a water molecule, if you take an hydrogen atom in a water molecule in an HCl, the property of this element will be same. That means it has same mass in everywhere, and atoms of given element has same mass but and same chemical properties. And atoms of different elements, what happens when you take atoms of different elements? There will be change in mass and chemical properties of the atoms. And these are the postulate given by Daltons, and he said that by combining atoms you will get compounds. As I said before, by combining atoms of depending on their composition of substances, it can be divided into solids, liquids and gases further, right? Like that he said that atoms combine to form compounds. Atoms combine to form compounds, and there are 118 elements in this universe. We just found only 118 elements in this universe, and you know about you will learn about those in your chemistry classes. And these are the postulates, and this is the theory given by Daltons, where he said that the matters can't be divisible or matters are indivisible. And Dalton's theory fails to explain about concept of atom, but even though he gives these postulates, he fails to explain the concept of atom, because he did not say or he did not explain anything about the electrostatics. We know there are protons, electrons and neutrons in an atom, but Dalton failed to explain, and he did not explain anything about it, did not mention anything about protons and electrons. So he failed to explain the concept of electrostatics. Where will you study about electric charges? So the disadvantage or limitation of Dalton's atomic theory is he did not explain anything about electrostatics. And then came the scientist known as J.J. Thomson. You all are familiar with this name, right? J.J. Thomson. He gave some theory on atoms, that is Thomson's theory or watermelon theory or plum pudding theory. You all know about cake and watermelon, right? He gave and he compared the atoms to the watermelon and plum pudding. That is J.J. Thomson atomic theory. You all see watermelon, right? When you imagine the shape of watermelon, when you cut if this is a watermelon, the outer portion of watermelon is green. If you cut the watermelon, what will you get? If you cut the watermelon, you will get some red fruity portion, right? Some red fruity portion, and the seeds are in it. The seeds are embedded in it. So he compared the atoms to the watermelon. What he said is the protons in an atom or the positively charged particles in an atoms are nothing but, if this is a watermelon, this is the red fruity portion. This sphere is nothing but protons. He said like that. This fruity portion is protons or the positively charged particles, and the seeds embedded in it are the negatively charged particles or electrons. Like that he said like that. You can say that the sphere or the red fruity portion is the protons, that is the sphere, the fruity portion is protons and the negatively charged particles are nothing but seeds, and that is the first postulate given by him. And he said that there will be equal number of protons, there will be equal number of protons and electrons in the atoms, so that the atoms are electrically neutral. If there are total number of electrons and protons in an atom, that means that atom is electrically neutral. He gave those two postulates by comparing the atom to the watermelon, and also he also compared the atoms to the plum pudding. That means you all see the cake, right? The cake, the bread portion in the cake is nothing but the protons are the positively charged particles, and the what are the dry nuts you are using in that cake is nothing but electrons. Now he compared those atoms to the structure of atoms to these two, watermelon and plum pudding, and he also fails to explain the atomic theory because he could not explain anything about the nucleus. He just say that the electrons and protons are just embedded in an atom. That means there are spread in an equal numbers in an atom. But he did not say anything about the nucleus of an atom, because nucleus consists of protons and neutrons, and electrons are revolving around, right? But he did not mention anything about the nucleus. And he fails to explain the Rutherford's atomic model, that is alpha particle scattering, where we get the observations and results in the Rutherford's model, but he fails to explain about that model and about that observations, and he did not say anything about the nucleus. So this theory fails here, and in the next class we will learn about how Rutherford succeeded in giving the theory about atoms. So these are the basic concepts on atoms. How did the concept of atom begin, and these are.